Well, takes us to Atlanta, Georgia, and inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Buffalo Bills and the Atlanta Falcons. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Here's Damiere Byrd to return from his end zone.
Damiere Byrd on the return. The Falcons make over first down 10 at their own 17-yard line.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now.
At the 17-yard line.
Throwing is Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Makes a pick.
Brandon, wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. So after the INT, it's Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he stopped immediately there. Now they run the sweep as Allen just pops this forward. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move it back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. 5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Allen going to go on 4th down. Out to his left. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And they've got to be breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief. The first time you throw the football winds up being picked, but fortunately for them, it does not lead to points.
Well, that tells you about team football, doesn't it? Everybody gets together. What's that term they use? Complementary football? Okay, he threw the pick. The defense got together and said, hey, let's shut them down. Let's not turn it into points. They did exactly that. Now he gets a fresh start, a clean slate.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4. You block over here.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9.
26.
Now Rodgers. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. On first down, Rodgers taking a deep shot here for Hardman. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his 2nd interception.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try the middle with Cook. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Allen. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Throwing on first down is Allen. And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bills use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. And Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And it's 7-0 Buffalo.
Makes the score Bills 7, Falcons 0. Tyler Bass for the kickoff to the Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Bird to return from his end zone.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
A loss of 1. It's now 3rd and 9.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense. Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Second and 8 coming from the 19. Up the middle, it's Cook. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Here's Allen to throw it. He completes it to the tight end, Knox. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Here's Allen. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Tarvarius Moore. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Fielded at the 20. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And it will be Falcon football. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. Complete to Drake London. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
First and 10. That's the 46-yard line.
Rodgers now on first down. It's caught inside the 25. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the Bills are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw something away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
He'll air this one out deep for Davis. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Gabriel Davis, 87 yards. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Here's Bass now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Bills 14. Falcons nothing. Tyler Bass.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Bird to return from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Box it, box it, box it, box it. Hey, 88, take 26.
Now it's Rodgers. This one goes out wide for Barkley. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
It's a game of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
50, and you block over 30.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Rodgers to throw for it on fourth. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Falcons. Saquon Barkley, his second touchdown on the season. And the Falcons get a late score here, the final minute of the first half. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. To the air, Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week. He's got a man, complete, touchdown. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Falcons have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout. With 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A final shot before half for Allen. That is complete downfield to Knox. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up with what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Allen going to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. And Charles, of interest here, that last throw is going to put him over 20,000 yards passing for his career. That's not a bad number.
You're exactly right about that. And even though it's nowhere near the top of the leaderboard, because when you think about it, Brady and Breeze, they've done that 4 times over. But when you hit 20,000, let's face it, only a little over 100 guys have ever done that in the NFL. It's worthy.
Touchdown, Bills. Stephon Diggs. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Bills have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Bird to return from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. But Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you got to the top performers you have, and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll go to Barkley again. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Barkley inside handoff. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And still about 3 yards shy of the first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. The slot man in motion right. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. Got his man. It's London. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Slot man moves right.
Hey, take 26.
Rodgers now on first down. Open man downfield is Hardman. He's got it. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Second down, here's Barkley again. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. It's their quarterback with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. But we are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run it again with Cook. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Allen now looks to throw. Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Cook up the gut. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On second down, Cook. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there is no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Yard line, 2nd and 11. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. That time on the outside, pretty nice job as a cornerback to shed any would-be blockers and make the tackle.
And think about the praise we're giving him, what his coaches have given, but how about the respect he gets from his teammates to be a complete corner who doesn't just cover receivers, but also tackles ball carriers.
A potential field goal, if you're thinking about that, almost 55 yards from here as they try to get closer on 3rd down. To throw, it's Allen. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And the Falcons are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the 4th quarter. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Rodgers going to throw. And that's into the hands of Gesicki. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
50, baby. 30. Jump out. Get 300. Get 300.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. First down is not going to get off the ground as they will get it behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Here's Allen. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. He's got room at the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And the slot man goes in motion left. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. In motion comes the tight end left. Now Allen. Throw left side complete. That's Cook. Down inside the 10. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the 4th, but they got to feel good now. So Allen breaks the huddle, and his guys will go for 2 here. Allen will try to throw for it. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Well, Charles, you remember their last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it, but you understand why they did in this close game late. Now, though, the road back is even tougher.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it was fair to look back and say the 4th down was a moment where this one was decided. But as you mentioned, understandable about why they went for it. But, hey, a lot of credit to the guys on the defensive side of the ball. They knew they'd have to defend in that situation, and they got it done.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They try to take a shot there on 2nd down, and that leaves them, because of the incompletion, a very tricky 3rd and 10.
And with the time situation, you would expect them to try and get it all in this one play, but there's still enough time that if you can take something shorter, gain some yardage, make it a more manageable 4th down if you need to.
Flushed out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Rodgers to throw. Over the middle, he's got Gesicki, the big 6'5" tight end.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Now Rodgers. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, take 26. Over 50. Hey, you got take 30.
Back to throw. Rodgers. Bulldozes past him. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 16. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
To throw is Rodgers. And this is caught. He's got it for a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, it's all going to come down to a 2-point conversion.
We'll break down the touchdown later. It's 2-point conversion time. Go to your script, pick your play, and go for it.
The late touchdown was only half the battle. Now they need the 2-point conversion to tie the ball game. One final try now for Rodgers. And it's incomplete. They needed 8. They only got 6 here in the final seconds as the 2-point conversion fails. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a camper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for the Bills, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts.